Tonight from Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield, Texas, it's Week 8 of Texas high school football as the Grapevine Mustangs go on the road tonight to face the Timberview Wolves in District 3 5A action.
Slide, he's going to be stopped short. And it's into the end zone for the touchdown.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield, Texas. Alongside Brendan Smith, I'm Reagan Rackett. It's 84 degrees, unseasonably warm here this time of year, late October in the Lone Star State. The Mustangs coming in 0-7 tonight, looking for their first victory. They have upset on their mind against a Timberview team playing right at 500 football. They're 4-4 overall, 3-3 in district action. They find themselves a half game behind Arlington Seguin after Seguin won last night. Timberview, a very important game for them as they're chasing Seguin for that fourth place in the district. Let's talk about Grapevine last week. A close loss to the Colony, 35-29 at home, and Brendan Mustangs had a chance late in the fourth quarter to win that ball game.
Yeah, and I think to really put into perspective that game, you got to go back to just the first 6 possessions. It was bizarre. 6 possessions combined, 5 turnovers between the two teams. And Coach DeBess has talked about how much he wanted his team to start forcing turnovers to really balance out the fact that they have not turned the ball over. But unfortunately, they matched their season totals in turnovers on both sides of the football. And so they continued to fight. They got it real close there at the end, had a chance to potentially get the ball back to try and score that touchdown that would have won the ball game. So the fight was there, but unfortunately, it's just another hard-fought loss for the Mustangs.
That's a Grapevine team that makes no qualms about it. They want to run the ball. They average 175 yards rushing, but last week, Jalen Holmes did an outstanding job of distributing the football to a number of receivers.
Yeah, he did. And when you look at his passing numbers overall, he doesn't have any touchdowns. He throws 3 interceptions, and so you don't think that he had a great day. But in terms of just spreading the ball around, you're absolutely right. As you had Cale Thompson, who had 5 catches for 58 yards. Luke Stewart had 3 catches for 52. They used the screen game quite a bit with Julian Contreras. But what I really was impressed with in terms of Jalen Holmes was the way that he was reading the defense in terms of that option. I thought it was the best game that he had in terms of being in control of that offense. Some of the interceptions, a couple of them are just unfortunate, but based on the way that he ran the offense, and then there were some really tough runs after the catch, specifically there from Thompson and from Stewart. Those guys ran like they were possessed. So hopefully more of that offensively from Jalen Holmes as he continues to mature.
That's another big test for Grapevine. This is one of the top districts in Class 5A in the state of Texas, and Mansfield Timberview fighting for their playoff life. And let's talk about Grapevine's test. More specifically, what this Grapevine offense will see tonight is there is a lot of talent on the defensive side.
Yeah, and you could really run through all starting 11 on the roster and talk about how impressive they are, but the two that you really want to focus on is the defensive tackle Dylan Battle, 6'3", 305 pounds. The senior has committed to LSU, and so they've got that big body defensive tackle at the very front of that defense, and then sort of anchoring it in the safety position is Nathan Tillman. He is 6'1", 185-pound senior. He has committed or most likely is going to be going to Utah. So you've got 2 Power 4 commits that are on this defense. That's going to make things really difficult on this Grapevine Mustang offense.
And for the Mustangs on the defensive side, they're going to see a whole lot of run as well. Timberview averages almost 200 yards per game on the ground. We are just inside 15 minutes away from kickoff. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, Brendan had a chance to sit down with head coach Bob DeBess. That's coming up next on Mustang Friday night.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubbs Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubbs Family of Dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
And boy, what a crazy game on Friday. Really, the first quarter was just ruckus. It was 6 possessions, 5 turnovers combined, and I'll let you just kind of take it from there.
So coming into the ball game, this is a microcosm of our season. So coming into the ball game, our defense in 6 ball games had only generated 4 takeaways. They equaled their season total Friday night with 4 takeaways. So did an unbelievable job taking the ball away. 3 interceptions. That's the good news. The bad news is our offense had come into the game, done a great job protecting the ball, had only 5 turnovers in 6 games, and we equaled our season total on the night with 5. 3 in the first quarter. So someone on the staff's not living right. I think it's me. But I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a statistic like that. I've never been around a statistic like that where you have those kind of totals, particularly coming into the game like we did, and that was the difference in the game. We gave the Colony 6 short fields, meaning 50-yard line or in our territory, and everybody knows anything about football that the closer you get to the goal line, the closer you get the ball to the goal line, your chances go up exponentially as far as scoring is concerned. So our defense did a heck of a job, particularly in the first quarter, limiting them to, I think, 14 points. But way too many short fields. And then when you have 5 turnovers, you deny yourself the opportunity to put points on the board. And so, while it ended up a 7-point game with 2.5 minutes to go, I was proud of the kids for fighting back. I've been proud of the kids for that all year long. Once again, it's the same story. We can't get out of our own way.
From the second quarter on, it felt pretty different. It seemed like you guys had gotten your feet underneath you.
I told the kids that at halftime. I thought we won the second quarter, at least most of the second quarter. I thought we had the momentum. We looked like the better football team coming into halftime. We just failed to capitalize. Just didn't have We failed on 4th and 1 down there in the red zone. Didn't have enough consistency offensively to put anything on the board. As I said, defensively, I thought we did a heck of a job all night long. I think they had one really, they had one play where they exposed us a little bit from a tackling standpoint down their sideline. Quarterback did a good job of running. This is not an excuse. We're not making excuses. This is reality. Coach Wheeler pointed this out to me as we came out to halftime. After halftime, we had 2 seniors starting on defense in the second half. Obviously Bradley Stanyers, was lost. Brady Boozer was lost. And so what happens is now all of a sudden you got youth out there, not just youth, but then the 2 seniors that are out there are playing out of position. Carlos McKay went to corner because we lost Dallas Davis early in the game. Carlos went to corner from safety. Thomas Powers then had to go from outside backer to safety. They did a great job, but they hadn't been practicing there. And so there were issues with that. And so that's part of football. It's the way it is. But it was a pretty good offense that Colony brought out there. They got their quarterback back for our game. Lucky us. And he did a nice job.
And one more thing before we get to your players. You didn't just mention it. We've talked over and over about the fight and the fight and the fight. And it felt like it probably could have been pretty easy to cave in when everything felt like it was going against you. What specifically were you proud of with the fight that the team showed? Because as you mentioned, it was a 1-possession ball game with 2.5 minutes left.
Well, the same thing I've been proud of all year long is that, there's no finger pointing. it's trying to lift each other up. It's trying to do everything they can for the other side of the ball to help. I told them at halftime we didn't do a very good job of playing complementary football. You know, we kept shooting ourselves in the foot. When the defense would do something good, we'd, you know, turn the ball over and what have you. So we didn't do a very, very good job of playing complementary football, but it was a positive, confident locker room at halftime. And it was a positive, positive sideline throughout the game, and tremendous disappointment afterwards. I feel for these guys. I do. I mean, they're busting their tail. They're doing everything we ask of them, and we're not getting, we're not getting the tangible results that you need. You know, you can talk all you want about the moral victories and all that kind of stuff. You need to freaking win. You know, I mean, that's what everybody needs, and so I feel for these guys, but I'm really proud of them. We came out this morning and had a very spirited, really good practice. You know, we haven't played our best football yet all year long. That's still out there somewhere. You know, and I'm going to believe that over the next 3 weeks. And like I told them today, you know, we get to play the top 3 teams in the district. You know, we don't have to play them. We get to play them over the next 3 weeks. And that's exciting. You know, that's a great opportunity. It's a great challenge for our guys, and that's how we're going to look at it.
Well, I appreciate you always going through last 3 weeks left, and you get to play 3 really good teams.
We do.
And it starts with Mansfield Timberview on the road. So take us through what you're expecting in Mansfield on Friday night.
They've won 3 of their last 4. They started off hot. They kind of went through a little bit of a lull in the middle of the season, but they've won 3 of their last 4. I think if you just look at the standings, you know, Argyle's on top. Heritage is number 2. Summit is number 3. Summit beat Timberview 21-20, so it was a great ball game. Obviously, an even ball game. I'd say those guys are toss-ups as far as, you know, who number 3 might be, but right now they sit 4th in the league. They've made their calling card as their defense. Really a strong defensive front, just like the last 2 teams we played, heavy pressure. Like to mix it up a little bit, got DBs that can run with anybody. And so we'll have our work cut out for us there, particularly up front in the offensive line. And then, kind of like Arlington Seguin, do quite a bit offensively and do quite a bit different. In other words, they could look like a power team. They could look like they get under the center and and run the football between the tackles. And then they've got guys on the outside that are scary as far as targets are concerned. And so, a sound football team. But I mean, a football team that if we play our best football and find a way not to beat ourselves, hey, we can go to Mansfield Timberview and come away with a victory.
Why don't we just do that then?
Why don't we
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's just do that.
Hope to see everybody on Friday in Mansfield, taking on Mansfield Timberview. Next coaches show next Monday, Chicken and Pickle will be the location. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to Feed Store Barbecue, and we will see you on Friday. Go Mustangs.
Welcome back to Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield, Texas. That was Brendan Smith's visit with Bob DeBest. We'll remind you, next Monday there'll be a Chicken and Pickle. That is at 6:30, so you can catch the coaches' show then. Mustangs and Wolves have both made their way out onto the field. We get ready for the team captains to meet at the 50-yard line. And for Grapevine, team captains Tatum Evans, one of the captains for the Mustangs. Tatum, you'll see tonight at that defensive end spot, a 6'3", 230-pound junior. Also joining Evans, Brady Boozer, along with Ian Hatton and Bergen Weir. Of course, the Mustangs playing without Bradley Stanier, probably lost for the season. Bradley typically out there as one of the team captains, and Stanier hurt a couple of weeks ago. First time that the Mustangs had to play without him last week, and did a decent job holding up. They're going to be tested tonight against that run game at Timberview.
It is also worth noting there, you see number 0 for Timberview in Sean Larry. That's one of their stars defensively. He is out today as well. He's a senior linebacker at 5'10", 205 pounds.
Take a look at our starting lineups tonight for Grapevine. Looks like this for Bob DeBest's squad. Across that offensive line, it's been these 5 all season long. Sneed and Campos the tackles, Bergen Weir, Spencer Williams the guards, and Will Mason is the center. Take a look at the skill positions for Grapevine. Kel Thompson, DJ Wright, Christian Frederich. You'll also see, of course, Ian Hatton will be in there as well at that tight end position. And then it all revolves around quarterback Jalen Holmes, the junior, Julian Contreras, and then Riley Goen in there also with that skill kids. Take it through defensively. You see Stanier on there. It won't be Stanier tonight. It will be more than likely Tatum Evans who comes down and plays that defensive end. Andres Garcia, Cedric Hicks, Luke Gormley will be in the Swiss Army knife of this defense. You'll see him an inside linebacker.
I know.
Luke Gormley, it's a guy that you'll see kind of at a number of different positions. Inside linebacker, he'll play some defensive end as well. So you'll see Gormley there. And then the linebacking core of Cooper Towery, Michael Yatorka, Thomas Powers, and then again, Evans will probably come down and play that defensive end tonight. They've had to maneuver a lot of guys around because of injuries. And then in the secondary for the Mustangs, Dallas Davis at one of the corners, Linnell Randolph, and then Brady Boozer and Carlos McKay. It is Grapevine that's going to, I believe they won the toss, are going to get the football to begin this first half. We get ready for our national anthem here. What's turned out to be a gorgeous night for high school football, 84 degrees. In Mansfield, we play under clear skies, really very little breeze to speak of, maybe just a little bit of a wind tonight out of the south. Let's send it down to the field here at Vernon Newsom Stadium for tonight's national anthem.
At left rifle, Cadet Airman Basic, Dayla Smith. The American flag, Cadet Staff Sergeant Lila Pfeiffer. Texas flag, Cadet Airman Basic Alex Bowe. Air Force flag, Cadet Captain Favor Appert. And the right rifle, Cadet Airman Basic Victoria O. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we play the national anthem performed tonight by the Timberview Wolves High School Band.
Late October in Texas, and tonight from Newsom Stadium in Mansfield, the Grapevine Mustangs go on the road to take on the Timberview Wolves. Hello, everyone. Alongside Brendan Smith, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe. We're glad you're with us tonight. We close in on this 2024 season with the Mustangs with 3 games left. They're winless on the season, trying to avoid falling to 0-8. For Timberview, they're right in the thick of the playoff race in one of the top districts in the state of Texas. Timberview's 4-4 overall. They're 3-3 in district. They need a win tonight to pull even with Arlington Seguin for 4th place in the district. That would be important for the Wolves in the fact that they've got the tiebreaker over Seguin. So a big one for them tonight. And for Grapevine, this is a Mustangs team just trying to get this monkey off their back, 0-7 on the season. They've been close in some ball games. Last week they were very close to the Colony, but the test over these next 3 weeks just seemed to maybe the hardest part of their schedule is here at the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. When you take a look at how they've played really the last 3 weeks, well enough to win in all 3 of those games. An overtime loss to Summit, a 9-0 loss to Burleson, and then that game last week against the Colony where it was a one-possession game there late in the 4th quarter. But with Timberview tonight fighting for their playoff lives, and then next week you're at home against Argyle, and then technically the road team against Colleyville Heritage. I mean, those are 3 high-class programs. 2 of the 3 in Argyle and Colleyville Heritage, some of the best in the state of Texas. So it's going to be a gauntlet down the stretch. But if you just heard that interview with Bob DeBest, he says that he's telling his team, we don't have to do this. We get to play these 3 teams to end the season. They're going to come out with some fire, and they would love nothing more than to really put a bad taste in one of these 3 teams' mouths as they're fighting for the playoffs down the stretch.
Mustangs will kick off here to begin the first half. Tyler Madison is deep, along with Isaiah Harrison. They'll stand back at around the 15-yard line. Cade Moreland's been one of the bright spots this season for Grapevine. He is just a young sophomore kicker. Strong leg, right-footed kicker. He'll kick into a very light wind tonight that is out of the south, somewhere between the neighborhood of 5 to 7 miles per hour. We're ready. Texas High School football underway on this gorgeous Friday night. This kick short. It's going to come down at about the 22-yard line. Fielded there. A lot of room up this near side, and a nice return here for Timberview, and still on his feet all the way down into Mustangs territory. That's Davin Hill who takes the return.
Well, hang on. The ball may be out.
Line. And the Mustangs are saying that they've got it at the 40. Davin Hill, they lost that ball late. They're still wrestling for it at the 40. This would negate a massive kickoff return for Timberview. This is, in fact, Mustangs football, but it looks like it's going to stay with Timberview.
Yeah, so special teams always such a key for Bob DeBess, and not the way that you want to start there. They went with a little bit of a pooch kick to see if they could get that coverage down, and unfortunately that coverage just got in way too tight. It was really easy for the returner to kick it outside, and plus territory. Field position was so important last week, and once again, Grapevine's going to start a little bit behind the sticks here.
Anthony DeSanto, the sophomore quarterback. His father's the head coach, Bobby DeSanto, in his second year. They'll be out of the shotgun. A lot of run tonight you expect from Timberview, although go to the air. First play is a big one, and it's going to be broken for a touchdown, and it's Tyler Madison. They went play action, and Madison with his second touchdown catch of the year. In the blink of an eye, the Wolves are on the board.
Yeah, we talked about how it's a team that likes to run the football, and they sort of took advantage of that reputation. Play action, and then just the run after the catch as well. There by Tyler Madison to break the tackle and get in a perfect start for Mansfield Timberview.
Extra point is good. One play, and the Wolves strike first on DeSanto's 5th touchdown pass of the year. Great return from Timberview, and then on one play, they go 40 yards for the strike. It's 7-0 Mansfield here in the first quarter on Mustang Friday night.
Fall is here, and we're clearing out all 2024 floor models to make room for our new 2025 collections.
It's out with the old and in with the new during Stacy's 2024 floor model sale.
Shop casual dining sets perfect for everyday family meals, or formal dining rooms guaranteed to level up your holiday celebrations.
This is your chance to take home name brand furniture at unbeatable prices. Hurry in today. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Shop the 2024 floor model sale going on now. And remember, you're shopping at Stacy's.
You're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
Seven 0 Mansfield Timberview leading just one play into this game. Mustangs deep to receive. Brady Boozer along with Luke Stewart. They both stand back at around the 20-yard line. Timberview's Jose Hernandez, a junior kicker. Tee it up. I say to Hernandez, this surprise onside. Ball's loose. Timberview's got it at the 47. That was Emma Young who kicked that ball. You saw two kickers right there. Hernandez bluff. Young came from that right side, and her kick was perfection there on the onside.
And that's the second straight week that the surprise onside kick has gotten Grapevine. It happened last week where the kicker recovered the onside kick. And here the Mustangs sort of coming off that line of scrimmage a bit too early. They'd had a chance to make the play, but it ends up just bouncing off the Mustangs' hands, and well, you could not have asked for a worse start.
Now at the 47-yard line in Mustangs territory. Here they do go to the ground and nowhere to go. Evans is right there to meet the senior running back in Jalen Woods, who's closing in on 1,000 yards. He has 937 coming in tonight. He loses a yard there.
And this is already gut check time for the Mustangs. You know you're undermanned. You know you're thinnest in terms of depth, and you know that Timberview is going to come out and really try to pound this rock. But wait, you've got to make a stand earlier. This thing can get out of hand quick. We're not even a minute into the ball game.
Santo in the gun. He motions Woods out, and a quick pass caught, and nice move up to the 40, still on his feet. It was Madison who scored on the game's first play, and he gets down to the 23-yard line of the Mustangs on another big play through the air.
Yeah, another situation where you get it out into the hands of your receiver in Madison, and he just makes a couple of guys miss. It was finally Cooper Towery who's able to drag him down, but that is an impressive receiver out there in Madison. He came in with about 240 yards, just one touchdown, but he has made two big plays to start this ballgame.
Now at the 23 of Grapevine, DeSanto and the Wolves offense on the move again, deep into Mustangs territory. He's going to go to the air. Quick strike, incomplete. He threw that one into traffic. Luke Heck was there along with Brady Boozer in the vicinity. And also Maddox Broyles, and it's incomplete for a 2nd and 10 now.
Yeah, the tight end Dylan Frizzell was the intended target right off his chest, but good coverage. There were a couple of Mustangs right around him, as you referenced, so probably the best defensive snap that Grapevine has had so far.
Broyles in the backfield. They got an H-back right and Cedric Portley on 2nd down and 10. Santo on the give, looking for any kind of room, and nothing is there. Boozer hit, and the ball's loose. Grapevine's got it at the 29-yard line. Grapevine forces the turnover. How badly do they need that one? It's their 9th turnover that they've forced this season, and it comes at a very opportune time.
Yeah, it looked like it was Brady Boozer who stripped it, but we know for sure it was Tatum Evans who came up with it. What a huge moment there for the Mustangs, and we talked about how they needed immediately to step up and stop what Mansfield Timberview was doing offensively, and Grapevine was able to do just that, get the football back. As defensively, they had the 3 turnovers that they had last week, and they are able to force one here on the 2nd possession.
So the Mustangs' first play from the line of scrimmage at their own 28. Holmes, the junior quarterback, with a 2-back look. And on 1st down, the give is to Contreras. He has some room off that right side, and he rumbles his way to the 32-yard line, pick up a 4.
Well, that's not a bad 1st down run. We saw way too many times last week, and it's happened too much throughout the season where Grapevine just hasn't been great on 1st down, but you pick up a solid 4 yards. I guess they're technically going to say 3, but still, you're not behind the sticks to start this possession.
Well, the matchup to watch tonight is in that interior front line. You got your hands full with number 99, Dylan Battle, a 6'3", 305-pound senior who's headed to LSU. He's the defensive tackle on the left side. On a 2nd down and 7 now for Grapevine. Holmes motions Stewart into the backfield as he joins Contreras. Well, play action roll. Holmes throws, got a man wide open at the 40-yard line and into Timberwolves territory to the 45-yard line on a nice catch by Ian Hatton, the tight end.
Well, there you go. Some more of that really quick decision-making that we saw last week from Jalen Holmes, and you saw that he started to distribute that football really well. Ian Hatton gets it here, moves those change, and a positive first opportunity offensively here for Grapevine. Ian Hatton, one of those DNA award winners for the Mustangs last week.
Hatton lines up as the H-back to the right. You got receivers each side, a stacked I there in the pistol for Holmes, who will snap that ball inside. 5 seconds on the play clock. Grapevine traditionally wants to really milk as much time as they can off that play clock. And here's Contreras. He's got a nice hole up the middle to the 42 of the Wolves.
Yeah, another positive gain there on 1st down. Holmes taking the time, letting that clock run all the way down, but then a patient run from Julian Contreras to find the hole and just to fall forward. But he's been slowed down the last couple of weeks after that hot start to the year. Looking forward to seeing him get going again.
2 running backs tonight, closing in on 1,000 yards. Mentioned Woods from Timberview at 937 coming tonight. Contreras just a bit behind him. He needs 141 to get to 1,000 this season. It's been an impressive year for the senior running back. Now on 2nd down and 5 for Grapevine. Long count again here from Holmes. Going to run the option, coming near side. Tosses it. Stewart trying to get to the corner. He's tackled at the 37. Spilled by Jules Harris, the near side cornerback. He's about a yard short of the 1st.
And we saw that a little bit last week, too, where they start putting some of those receivers in the backfield. And so get yourself a 3rd and manageable here, this first offensive possession.
We talked about in the pregame tonight just how well Jalen Holmes is starting to run that option and getting a feel for it. You saw it right there on the pitch to Stewart. Now you've got a 3rd down, a short 1.
Feels like you can really see the game slowing down for Holmes as the season goes on.
Stewart motions back to the backfield again. Hard count. Give to Contreras. He's got the 1st down and more as he rolls his way to the 32, and the Mustangs will move the chains again.
Another tough run there from Julian Contreras last week. His best run was there in that 1st quarter where he broke it and had a nice 30-yard gain or so, but ends up fumbling the football. So I want to see him be a little bit more protective of that football, but thus far he has had some really hard-nosed, tough runs, and he moves the chains.
It's a drive that started back at their own 28 after Timberview fumbled the football. And now the Mustangs into Timberview territory here at the 34. They empty the backfield. 5 wides here for Holmes. With 2 on the play clock, snaps it, looks and fires, and the pass is caught. That's a leaping catch made by Kel Thompson.
I want to go back through play-by-play, and how many snaps have we seen with no backs in the backfield? Very rare to see that look from this Mustang offense.
One thing Bob DeBest does is he gives defenses a lot of different looks, and you're right. As many looks as they give them, I don't know if they've given them a no-back type look as much as they want to run the football. They've got a 2nd down and 6 now.
A quick out there. It's a safe throw. It generally works like one of those runs from Contreras for 4 or 5 yards on 1st down.
Bring the freshman in now, and Jake Graham, who stands behind Contreras in the backfield. On 2nd and 6, Hatton is the H-back left. Here's Holmes on the option, the toss. They play it perfectly. Holmes had the right read right there, but there was just nothing there. I said it was Graham. It was not Graham. It was rather Rylan Goen who was there in the backfield. They do give him some forward progress. That's a good spot for Grapevine there at the 28.
That's the 2nd time that we have seen a receiver get the ball out of the backfield. We saw Luke Stewart, who actually had a touchdown last week. There you see Rylan Goen. So they've got some playmakers on the outside, and they're trying to find new ways to get them the football.
3rd down and 4. At the 28. You're getting close to Cade Moreland territory, as long as from 36. Big play here on 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. Stewart again to the backfield. They got a 2 tight end set here. Holmes, option left, stretched out. He is hit at the 25 and stopped. It'd be about 1.5 yards short of the 1st down. This may be Cade Moreland territory.
Yeah, that's really good discipline defensively for Mansfield Timberview, as Jalen Holmes was as patient as he could be. He wanted to pitch the football, but then thought, well, the only chance I have is to try and put my head down, and he ends up just about 1 yard short.
42-yard field goal from the far hash into a light wind. Moreland's long this year is 36. He's been efficient. He's 8 of 10 on the season. The hold from Thomas Powers, and a good snap and hold. Moreland's got the leg here, and he splits it. That is a season long for Cade Moreland, who just seems to get better and better each week. He puts the Mustangs on the board, so they capitalize after the turnover. Our new score, Timberview 7, Mustangs 3, with 4:49 to go in the first here on Mustang Friday night.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
This kickoff comes down to the 30-yard line. It is taken by Davin Hall, who had a big return on the game's opening kick. And here Hall making some moves. He cuts across the grain. Hall to the 40 of Grapevine. Moreland chases him down and then wrestles him to the turf at the 25. That's a second big return from Davin Hall. And for the 3rd straight possession, the Wolves will start in Mustang territory.
Yeah, another breakdown there on the special teams unit, but really that's just an outstanding run after the catch, or after the receiving that kickoff there for Mansfield Timberview. So special teams, outside of that 42-yard field goal that we just saw, special teams has not been kind to Grapevine here through the first half of this first quarter.
So deep in Mustangs territory at the 25. DeSanto, the quarterback, with Woods as running back right. Here on 1st down. Going to go to the air again, and boy, it was pass interference there on Carlos McKay as he was grabbing the back of the intended receiver. That may have been, again, Tyler Madison up top that they were looking for.
Yeah, 3 flags come in on that one. And maybe if you don't have that penalty, it's maybe another touchdown for Mansfield Timberview.
Well, it's a Timberview team that has not thrown a ton this year. They average 77 yards per game. DeSanto's a young quarterback, a sophomore. He replaced Zurich Humes this season. Humes, first team All-District last year. His father, the offensive coordinator, Guy Humes. So DeSanto had some big shoes to fill, but he's playing for his father and Bobby, who's in his second year. DeSanto had been the longtime offensive coordinator for Timberview. He took over for James Brown, who left after 11 years to take a position on the SMU coaching staff. This is a Wolves team that went 9-2 last year, made the playoffs. They're in the thick of the playoff hunt this season. This is a big one tonight for them. But the 15-yard line on first down with 4:28 to go in the first. DeSanto, quick strike. Caught by Madison, stays on his feet, slipped a tackle, and he's going to score. Well, the Mustangs had 4 defenders around him, and once he broke a tackle and got to the outside, there was nobody who was going to get him. And DeSanto has his second touchdown strike to Madison tonight.
Boy, Madison has been incredibly impressive, so slippery and just about impossible to bring down. He's got 3 catches, 2 he's taken to the house, but all 3 of them he has had to break tackles and ended up getting a pretty big gain. So there's a strong weapon there on the outside, and DeSanto's found him twice.
Extra point is good off the leg of Emma Young. So it is now 14-3 Timberview, 4:19 to go after that quick strike for the Wolves. This is Mustang Friday night.
Fall is here and we're clearing out all 2024 floor models to make room for our new 2025 collections.
It's out with the old and in with the new during Stacy's 2024 floor model sale.
Shop casual dining sets perfect for everyday family meals or formal dining rooms guaranteed to level up your holiday celebrations.
This is your chance to take home name brand furniture at unbeatable prices. Hurry in today. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Shop the 2024 floor model sale going on now. And remember, you're shopping at Stacy's,
You're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Vernon Newsom Stadium on this Friday night where it's 14-3. Mansfield Timberview leading the Grapevine Mustangs. Mustangs got to be on high alert right here after the onside kick from Timberview on their previous kickoff. Saw it from Emma Young. They got 2 kickers lined up there. Hernandez on the left. This will be Hernandez this time, and it's another onside, and this time Grapevine fields it perfectly. As the play made by Thomas Powers, so Grapevine will have the ball right at midfield.
Thomas Powers, the defensive specialist out there making the play on the hands team. So kind of a situation where Mansfield Timberview is going to say, we don't know if you can actually field the onside kicks. We're going to keep doing it until you prove to us that you can. And so they've recovered it, and good field position here at midfield.
With Powers being on that hands team unit, you can see that they were expecting the possibility of that. He plays all over the field. You talk about the outside linebacker, you'll see him on the offensive side at times, but he's also your punt returner. They motion a man again to the backfield on first down for Holmes. They give to Contreras running left, and he plows his way to the 45.
Yeah, some really tough runs there from Contreras, as he always seems to fall forward. He's been, as we talked about, stifled a little bit the last couple of weeks, but running the ball hard right now, and that first guy's not bringing him down.
Done a good job of getting a push, especially against this big defensive front from Timberview.
And I think you could see that last week. It felt like the offensive line really started to settle in and started to have their way in the second half. Just a little bit too late.
2nd and 6 for the Mustangs. Inside 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Holmes on the give, nowhere to go this time. Hand off to Contreras, and he was met by the LSU commit, Dylan Battle. First time we've called his name tonight.
He's got the yellow gloves already supporting LSU, but that is a tank of a man right there in the center of that offense. And as we talked about, to have him at the defensive tackle position, and then at the very back of that defense, you got Nathan Tillman, number 9, who's going to Utah. I mean, those are 2 good anchors to have, top and bottom of your defense.
They're missing one of the best of the bunch tonight in Sean Larry, who was the district MVP last year. He's out with a concussion that he suffered last week against Summit. Larry's a senior linebacker. This is a big 3rd and 8 right here. Holmes snaps it with 3 seconds on the clock. Now looking, and he's sacked from behind. Dropped by Ontario Hewitt. The 6'4", 220-pound senior defensive end came off the edge and sacked him, and Grapevine will have to punt.
Yeah, Hewitt, the senior, going right around the sophomore and Taden Sneed, and it's a situation where Holmes could feel that, and luckily he knew it because he tucked it as opposed to maybe having that ball cocked back to throw it, and that ball would have rolled out and turned into a turnover. So now Holmes will get to show what he can do with his feet.
So here is Holmes to punt it away, standing back inside his own 30. This is a low, wobbly kick. It is away from the return man in Madison. This will roll all the way inside the 15-yard line. For the first time tonight, the Wolves will have to start in their own territory, pretty deep in their own territory at the 15.
Jalen Holmes is the master of getting that roll, isn't he? And he had one last week that he had to save from the back of the end zone, and I think we determined, Mason Mears told us he kicked it 50-plus yards, but it was technically only 38 on the score or on the official stat sheet. But, boy, he not only saved a safety, saved points, but then booted that thing around midfield.
It's a weapon to have there at the punter position, especially as your quarterback. You got a penalty marker here on Timberview on that return.
So even better field position for, or I guess for the defense and push him back a little bit further.
It was marked at the 15. That's where they're going to leave it. Yeah, they'll keep it at the 15-yard line, looks like. So they did. They waved it off. So here is this Timberview offense. We've said reportedly to the running back position after Jalen Woods fumbled on that last possession. Watch out for number 2, though. Tyler Madison is having a field day already. A couple of touchdown receptions.
Now they're going to move. I don't know what the confusion was. We called the penalty. There's got to be some sort of penalty for it.
And now they're going to mark it back to the 10. That was odd. They were lined up, ready to go at the 15-yard line now. Back to the 10 is where Timberview will start this drive with 2:05 to go in the first.
Yeah, their worst starting field position had been the Grapevine 47, so much different feel for this possession.
DeSanto, the sophomore signal caller, gives to Portley. He dances his way, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a yard. He was stood up by Brady Boozer.
Luke Gormley joining that tackle as well. Two guys that right now anchors of this defense. Boozer, the senior, he's a Navarro baseball commit. You got Luke Gormley in his junior year, expecting big things for him for the rest of his career.
Playing without Bradley Stanier, their defensive end, who's on his way to Kansas State. More than likely out for the season. So Evans comes down and plays the defensive end spot, a role that he was familiar with last year as a sophomore. They gave him 2 on that play. Now 2nd down and 8. Quick pass is caught in the flat by Isaiah Harrison up to the 15, and now it'll be a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, that pass got on Harris quickly, and he wasn't, I don't think he was real sure that ball was coming, so ends up just picking up a couple of yards. So this would be a huge 3-and-out. You can force a punt this deep in your own territory. You got a chance to potentially start in Mansfield territory with this next offensive possession if you can get a stop.
Portley, again, the running back who stays in now on 3rd down and 5. DeSanto with heat coming. Pressure from behind. He's hit. The ball is loose. Question was his arm coming forward? And they say it was. Boy, Tatum Evans picked that up. Boy, great pursuit on the backside. The blind side to DeSanto, and that could have been a big moment right there for that Grapevine defense.
Yeah, really strong pressure there from the front, and there you go. You needed that 3-and-out after the punt from Jalen Holmes. So watch for any trickery. You wouldn't think it would happen this deep in your own territory, but with what we've seen from Timberview already tonight, you don't think you'd put anything past them.
Thomas Powers back to receive this punt at the Timberview 45. To punt it away is Caden Bates. He stands in the shadows of his own end zone back about the 2-yard line. They bring Boozer off the edge. He slightly ran into him, but there is no penalty marker. This takes a Grapevine roll. Just get away from it. This is picked up at the 29 of Timberview. Great field position here for the Mustangs, down 14-3 with 1 minute to go.
I'm with you on that Brady Boozer play. He came in, and I think the ref correctly initiated that there was he was pushed in. There is a flag on the far side of the field. Well, that's I think it's a sideline. I don't know if it's a warning or they threw the penalty there.
Well, sideline warning on the Mustangs.
I guess they'll leave the ball where it is. That's their first one.
So huddled up around Bob DeBess. Of course, offensive coordinator Jeffrey Hyde, who's in his 3rd year. Here comes that Grapevine offense out. Great field position at the 29-yard line. Down 14-3. Contreras in the backfield. Hatton, the tight end right. DJ Wright is the H-back. 2 wideouts, and Thompson and Stewart. Holmes, a little mix-up, looked like with Contreras. Here comes the heat from behind, and he is sacked by B.J. Stovall, the weak side linebacker, who ran him down.
Yeah, confusion right out of the gates on that play. As Holmes turned, I don't know if he was turning for the play fake or if he was turning to hand it off, but there was nothing but air behind him. And as good as Holmes ran the offense last week, there were multiple instances where him and the running backs not on the same page last week in terms of which way they're running that play.
Maybe the final play here of this first half, or the first quarter, with 25 seconds to go. Trips to the wide side. Contreras in the backfield. Now they'll bring Goen into that backfield as well. The handoff, Contreras. Not much there on the left side. And that should be our final play of the first quarter. The 1 quarter in the books here in Mansfield, Texas at Vernon Newsom Stadium, and the Wolves have got a 14-3 lead over Grapevine. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
Clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Back to Vernon Newsom Stadium, 14-3. Our first quarter has been brought to you tonight by Stacy Furniture. We're now moving into the second with a 14-3 Timberview lead. Our second quarter presented by Compass Church. Here is Jalen Holmes and the Mustangs offense. There, that big sack on first down, a loss of 9 yards. So a long 3rd down and 19 coming up after that short gain by Contreras on 2nd down. Obvious, I think, passing situation here for a run-oriented offense. Holmes looking to throw. Going to set up a screen. Contreras looking for blockers. He is stopped at the 32. That is well short of the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 4th down and 12 now.
You're sort of in no man's land right now, as we did see Cade Moreland. He kicked a season-long 42-yard field goal, and that seemed to be right at the edge of his range. And so, yeah, they're going to bring Jalen Holmes out here to punt. Now, this is probably a little bit too far to try anything too tricky, but just kind of in that spot where not really a good answer one way or the other.
Definitely out of Moreland's range. It's 4th and long. High snap. Holmes has it. Kicking this one, trying to bury the Wolves down inside their own 5 here. Did they get it right in front of the goal line? It could not have been placed more perfectly. And then it hit a Grapevine defender, looked like in the air. They're going to mark it at the 4-yard line. A terrific punt there from Jalen Holmes.
Boy, he's been a weapon. Had a 40-plus yard punt, that one there. Allowed the defense to get down. Good coverage, too, on the punt as well.
So after Mansfield Timberview started their first 3 drives in Mustang territory, one at the 40, then at the 47, then all the way to the 25. Their last 2, they've been buried deep in the shadows of their own end zone, back at their own 10, and this drive will start from their own 4.
Well, you forced a 3 and out, and then you got a 14-yard punt, and you had the short field, couldn't do much with it. You got a second opportunity.
Jalen Woods is back in at the running back spot. Give us to Woods, and there's a big hole. Look out. Woods is dangerous, and he is to the 21-yard line on 1st down.
Yeah, a handful of missed tackles. Grapevine have done a really good job the last few weeks of wrapping up and finishing the play, but we've had a hard time bringing down some of these playmakers for the Wolves.
Now a hurry-up offense for DeSanto again. Woods, this time wrapped up at the 25, falls forward close to the 26.
A first look at the hurry-up, and it looks like DeSanto is going to continue that here, just giving Grapevine a new look.
Courtley is the H-back right. Woods the running back. They're going to give to him again. Third straight carry. Woods, big hole into the secondary. And nobody is going to catch number 6. Woods takes it to the house, and the Wolves are starting to pull away. At now 20-3 with 10:22 to go until the half.
Well, they went hurry up, but it was just 3 consecutive runs. They handed it off to Jalen Woods, and you could see him completely out of gas as he was getting inside the 10-yard line. In fact, he hasn't even made it back to his sideline yet, as he may need some oxygen when he gets there, as he was responsible for all 96 of those yards, wasn't he?
Yeah, 12. His 12th rushing touchdown, you're right. All 96 yards went to Jalen Woods on that drive, and he is well up over 1,000 yards on the season now. So 21-3, Wolves lead with 10:22 to go until the break. This is Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
20-3. That extra point was missed. This kickoff from Emma Young. Little pooch kick that comes down past a man at the 25-yard line in Stewart and is fallen on by Cliff Wynn. Well, it's been that kind of night in the special teams, and the Wolves once again have got the football on a miscue there on the kickoff, and they've got it deep in Mustang territory.
And just a situation, a pooch kick, and that's exactly what Timberview wants. They want the confusion. At that point, you've got to just field it, and it doesn't matter where you return it. But boy, 2 kickoffs that have been recovered by Mansfield Timberview. And yeah, this one's getting ugly early.
Both of those, well, one was the true onside, this one more of a pooch kick, but both were things of beauty. Emma Young, she plays soccer. Her father coaches on the defensive side of the football for Timberview. She came out last year and made the varsity and was a part of that team that went to the playoffs. She is a weapon there at the kicker position. And speaking of weapons, incomplete. Boy, that pass from DeSanto maybe just a little behind the intended receiver. And incomplete as he had a man wide open in Isaiah Harrison.
Yeah, he'll be seeing that in his sleep, as that was just about as easy a pitch and catch. Maybe for Harrison, might have been a little bit turned around, but that's still a good throw put in there by DeSanto. A good design to get a guy wide open in the end zone.
2nd down and 10 now for the Wolves.
The clock is ticking.
The 22-yard line at Grapevine. New running back now is Tyler Hansen, a 5'11", 175-pound junior who's rushed for 310 yards. He gets the carry off left tackle, and he is picked up by Cedric Hicks from behind and buried into the turf. It'll be a 3rd down and 9.
They had to go to the backup because Jalen Wood still hadn't recovered. Now, he's now over. You talk about coming in, a chance to get to 1,000 yards. He crosses that threshold on that 74-yard touchdown, and yeah, he's having to gather himself now on the bench.
3rd and 9 for Timberview. DeSanto's had a big night through the air, particularly connecting with Tyler Madison. Watch for him. Number 2, he's in the slot to the near side. They motion man out. DeSanto looks, fires, and is thrown right to Thomas Powers. He was intending that pass for Madison, and he threw it right to Powers. Mustangs have their 2nd turnover of the night.
Well, that's been a bright spot the last 2 weeks. Powers comes in and nearly knocks out a teammate. He's so fired up. Got the turnover trash can. He blows the dunk, though. You got to be better than that. But a big turnover there. You can turn this into points. Don't forget that you do get the ball to start the 2nd half, so it'd be good for one of those long, drawn-out possessions. Take a little bit of time off that clock. See if you can punch it in.
10 turnovers forced now by Grapevine. 5 of those have come in the last 2 ball games. Stewart motions to the backfield now. That power eye out of the pistol. Mustangs trying to claw their way back into this one. Down 3 scores. Holmes keeps it. Maybe wishes he hadn't. He was popped from behind. Great pursuit on the backside, led by Joseph Foster.
Yeah, so far, Mansfield Timberview's done a good job of really staying home on Jalen Holmes. If you commit one way or the other, Jalen's been good enough to where he can make you pay for that decision, but they have so many reinforcements that they've got plenty of guys, someone that can cover that quarterback and someone that can go to the potential pitch man.
Mustangs have gone 3 and out of their last 2 possessions. Their only score was a 42-yard field goal from Cade Moreland. Here's 2nd down and 9. Holmes snaps it with 1 on the play clock. Give to Contreras. He is met right in the hole by B.J. Stovall, who squared him up. A couple of big hits tonight from Stovall. It'll be a 3rd down and 9.
And a little bit of success a couple of drives ago, but man, Timberview has really buckled down. It is just so difficult to move the ball in this defense with the playmakers they have.
3rd down, long 9. Well, the Mustangs have gone to the air tonight. They had a big pass play early to Ian Hatton, the tight end. He's also connected with Kel Thompson. Here's the 3rd 9. Holmes looking right, throws incomplete, too high. He was looking for Brian Frederick, who was open, and it's another 3 and out.
And just completely stalled out those last 3 drives. And the one that really felt like it hurt you was the last possession when you had the ball deep in Mansfield Timberview territory. You were down just 14-3. But you got to be able to move the football, and the defense has spent a lot of time on the field.
Punt from Holmes. They're bringing the heat. He got it away. Good snap, good punt, and a vintage Jalen Holmes roll.
I don't know how he does it.
He's going to patent that. It's at the 33. He did a great job of just flipping the field. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Timberview at their own 33 with 7:40 to go here at Vernon Newsom Stadium. Well, Mustangs have Timberview obviously tonight, and then next week Argyle, and then it all finishes up with Colleyville Heritage, big rivalry game. Mustangs 0-7 on the season, facing the hardest part of their schedule right now, and a Timberview team trying to get into the playoffs. Here comes DeSanto, and this Wolves offense back onto the field. DeSanto threw an interception in the last possession. It was picked off by Thomas Powers. So the movement up front by that Grapevine defense on 1st down. It's back to the ground. This time it's Portley. We've seen 3 different running backs tonight. Portley only gets a yard here.
That's Luke Gormley, who was the first to get there defensively. Been so fun watching Luke play this year, just in his junior season. As he greets Tatum Evans, 2 leaders on this defensive squad.
It's a fairly young defensive unit. You've got the 2 sophomores in Garcia and Hicks up front. Evans is a junior who's been at linebacker, now slides down to that defensive end. Towery, Yatorka, Gormley, all juniors. The secondary is probably where you've got the most veterans. Leno Randolph's the only one that's not a senior. Here's 2nd down and 9. Handoff, big hole. Portley gets outside. Randolph there to track him down. Then a big stiff arm from Portley, and he gets all the way down to the 25-yard line. Here comes a flag and maybe an illegal hands to the face.
We'll wait and see what that penalty is, but that is just tremendous blocking by that offensive line. I mean, that's the proverbial John Madden. You could have drove a Ford truck through that hole.
That right side, Gabe Hanselman and Michael Chinemi anchoring that right side, responsible for that gaping hole. Still waiting on the call here with 6:49 to go until halftime.
A lot of conversation about this. 2 separate conversations going on right now.
One penalty marker that came in behind the run at the 30-yard line. It looked as though, I mean, maybe the initial thought was an illegal hands to the face from Portley. And it's a face mask on Portley. So he must have been grabbing that face mask of Randolph.
Pretty helpless feeling, you would think, for Randolph, too, as he's trying to drag him down. A guy's got a face full of face masks, or a handful of face masks, as he just kind of rides him out of bounds. So Still a positive play for Timberview, but it definitely pushes them back and hurts that field position a little bit.
Wolves have got it. Still a Mustang territory at the 46. I'll operate with a tight end up top. H-back. Again, movement up front for that Mustangs defense, and they go to the ground. Tripped up. Boy, good burst by Hansen, and then he is knocked off his feet. That looked dangerous from the outset, but Hansen fortunately tripped up after a gain of a couple.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about that running game. They've got 3 guys who can run the football, and that initially looked like you might see Hansen get that burst into that second level, but tripped up. Ends up losing a yard.
2nd down and 11. It's the 7th possession tonight for the Wolves. Grapevine's had the ball 4 times. Timberview got the opening kick, and they've had a couple of fumble recoveries on kickoffs. And here again is Hansen. He's to the 39-yard line of the Mustangs. That will set up a 3rd down, a manageable 3.
I think about the 3 weapons they've got back there. We've seen Woods be incredibly impressive. We've seen Portley. And now Hansen, they on 2nd and long decided they wanted to run the football. They trusted it enough to make this 3rd manageable, and it may be 4-down territory.
Hansen stays in at running back. The give to him, and he's got a huge hole. It's a foot race with him and Linnell Randolph, and Hansen's going to win it. And the Wolves pulling away. Another big play in the ground game, and it's now 26-3. Timberview with 5:27 to go in the first.
And it hasn't been, outside of that first possession where they put the ball in the air on the very first play. It has just been, we're going to hand the football off and trust that our guys are going to create a hole, and then our athletes are going to just out-athlete you and get to the end zone, and it's been working to perfection.
Emma Young, who's had a big night in the kicking game, hits this line drive, shot through the uprights, and that makes it 27-3. Wolves up big with 5:27 to go until the break here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio. (27-3). Wolves on top, 5:27 to go. Our statistician Mason Mears telling us Timberview 175 yards rushing tonight here. With still 5.5 minutes to go until halftime. Grapevine only 36 yards of offense tonight. That tells the story.
Of total offense, and really just one possession where they were able to move the football at all. And it's been 3 straight 3-and-outs, and meanwhile Timberview almost scoring at will.
It's kickoff from Hernandez, short. Caught at the 27 on a fair catch. The Mustangs have had 3 consecutive 3-and-outs after a promising first drive that finished in a 42-yard field goal from Cade Moreland, but since then, they've just not been able to sniff a first down.
And it's just been Timberview showing maybe that depth. They've got tremendous size up front, athletes on the outside and in the backfield. They got a strong quarterback as well in Anthony DeSanto. And a team that's dealt with some injuries. DeSanto's been out at times. So that 4-4 record as they sit right now may be a little bit deceiving.
We're at the 26-yard line. Holmes. Contreras running back. They had some good holes early on in that first drive in the run game, but that has been shut down their last 3 possessions. Holmes going to throw. Boy, they had a bunch of cut blocks up front. Now Holmes is just kind of running for his life. Throws high and incomplete. Well, that's one way to do it, to keep Dylan Battle out of the backfield.
And still just such great coverage in the secondary that Jalen had a little bit of time, but just couldn't do much with it.
2nd and 10. Holmes fires. The pass is caught over on the far side. Pickup of 4, close to 5.
Yeah, they're trying to go quick here, and even on the incomplete pass on first down, they still came right back out on second and are trying to move the football. They had some success last week in the hurry up.
It was Rylan Goen who made that catch. Now on 3rd down and 5, Holmes buys some time. Now directing, looking, gonna have to take it and run. Pushed out by Stovall, who's been all over the field defensively. And it's another 3 and out here for Grapevine.
Yeah, 12 straight plays where they have not picked up a first down. And he had a couple of receivers he was looking to see if they could make something happen. Ian Hatton and Luke Stewart, but no one could find that little bit of space for Holmes, who, unfortunately, we've been having to talk about his work as a punter way too much tonight.
We'll send 2 back here to receive the punt from Holmes. They brought the heat last time. This time they rush 4. Holmes gets away a great kick. This will come down at the 38 by Madison, and he ran backwards and is going to be knocked off his feet at the 31 is where they'll say he was corralled. So with 4:51 to go until halftime, Wolves have got it up big.
It's going to be a frustrated team at halftime for sure, but they're wanting to see if they can just pick up some sort of fight here. You've been run over, and it's tough. It's been really just a tough season all in all, but it's a team that has always shown that fight. Let's see if they can keep Mansfield Timberview off the scoreboard here.
At the 32-yard line is where they'll start this drive. So much their damage done early through the air. Now it's been on the ground. Now they come back to the air, and this pass caught out of the backfield by Woods, and holding on was Boozer at the 32. No gain on that play, and Boozer held him up until the cavalry could get there.
Yeah, just before this possession started, you had a really good look at Charles Wheeler, the defensive coordinator, talking to his crew. There's Brady Boozer who made that play, but I had a chance to talk with Charles Wheeler as well as the offensive coordinator for the Mustangs in Jeffrey Hyde on Monday, and 2 guys that just love these players, love this team. It's hurting them that they're not playing real well, but they're going to continue to battle.
There's Madison. Boy, he's got a great burst and gets outside, and Royals had him for a moment, and he is close to the marker. See where they say that he maybe stepped out at the 40-yard line.
If he would have gone down, he would have had potentially forward progress in the first down, but then he regathered himself and ends up getting pushed out of bounds short of the first.
Talk about those assistant coaches, and note from defensively, Charles Wheeler coming in first year, coming over from W.T. White. Everything you hear about these guys, they love playing for him.
Yeah, and Coach DeBest said both of these guys down the road, he fully expects them to have their own program, so he's thrilled that he's got them on his staff.
Second with a 3rd down 2 here for the Wolves, and nothing there. Big hit in the backfield. It was led by who else? Number 3, Luke Gormley. First one to get there, and a loss of yardage, and this will force a Wolves punt.
And Gormley, the first one there. And then you got Cedric Hicks that comes in and makes that play. Thomas Powers was there as well. In fact, Powers involved in that tackle. Now he's going to jog back and receive this punt.
I'll be back at the 30-yard line. Powers to receive it. Mustangs get this ball with a little over 3 minutes to go until halftime. Powers calls for the fair catch. He's got it up around the 33-yard line. So here comes that Grapevine offense that, again, looking for that first down since their opening drive. We talked about Wheeler, the defensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator, talking about James Hyde. He's a young coach, 3rd year. He's an offensive lineman at Texas A&M. He learned under one of the best in the high school ranks in Reginald Samples at Skyline and Duncanville.
Yeah, that's connections. It's hard to find a better one than what Samples is doing with Duncanville in the Metroplex. And Bob DeBest has been around, and he's got a really good staff around him.
For Bob DeBest, 38 years in the college ranks. Here's the handoff to Contreras. He's up to around the 38. Despite the offensive woes, it is a team. You just look at what Bob DeBest does in terms of X's and O's and the formations, and he is an ingenious offensive mind.
It's really just like a chess game. He wants to figure out what matchups work best for him, and of course it's not working out tonight, but they feel like they've got some help coming up the ranks in this program, and Grapevine shouldn't be down for too long.
2nd down 5. Give to Contreras. Nothing there that time. Joseph Foster was there along with Chance Collins. It'll be a 3rd down and call it 5 with 2:35 to go. This Mustangs team, traditionally a playoff caliber type program, but you'll have these kind of years in the history of a program.
Yeah, it's been 10 years the last time that Grapevine did go winless in a season. And really after that season, it was pretty much a decade of getting into the postseason. Doesn't happen very often.
And it's also the misfortunes of probably playing in one of the, if not the toughest, one of the toughest districts in Class 5A, as Contreras stopped cold in his tracks, and what looks to be Grapevine's 5th consecutive 3-and-out. We had timeout for the Wolves with 1:58 left to go until halftime. We can take that with them as Timberwolves will set to get the football back when we return. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. No. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough.
As Mustangs will have to punt this one away at their own 38-yard line. The numbers right now on Julian Contreras, 10 carries for 18 yards. It tells you how stifling this Wolves defense has been tonight. Chance Collins to return. His kick angled away from him. He's got it at the 21. Collins to run here. There's a penalty marker and a good chance this will be coming back. Regardless of how far Collins returns this, maybe a block in the back or a hold by Tyler Madison over on that far side around the 28-yard line.
And that flag came out immediately. In fact, there's 2 of them, and very rarely is that on the kicking team and those flags in that area. So that should be really the 2nd consecutive. Maybe caught a big play when they get pushed back. Had decent field position, but ended up getting pushed back quite a bit. So they try to get up above 30 here with minute 43 left in the first half.
Well, this game started in a bad way. First play from scrimmage after a big kickoff return for the Wolves was a 40-yard touchdown pass from Anthony DeSanto to Tyler Madison. It was a block in the back was the call, so this will be a march deeper into Wolves territory. And then right after that long touchdown on the first play, then you had the onside. Wolves recovered, but they fumbled the ball later in that possession. Grapevine got their field goal in their first drive, and that's been it for the Mustangs. They've not had a first down since that opening drive.
First down.
Oh, here is Timberview on 1st down and 10, starting from their own 18-yard line. DeSanto on the give, cut back by Hansen. He's hit high, close to the 25.
Yeah, this run game is just so dominant where even when you feel like you stop them, they still are picking up decent-sized chunks there to make it 2nd down and 4 after that 1st down 6-yard gain.
It's a veteran offensive line. All 5 of those linemen are seniors, led by 6'2", 325-pound senior left guard Tristan Voe. Short gain that time. Now a 3rd down and 4 coming up as we close in on the final 60 seconds of the first half. DeSanto will set his troops. Plenty of time on the play clock, 20. Trying to keep this drive alive, move the chains on 3rd and 3. They motion Dalen Frizzell, the tight end, back over. Maybe some confusion. There's a false start on Timberview. The Wolves do have 2 timeouts left, Grapevine with 3.
It's probably a situation where they didn't want to rush it too much to give Grapevine the ball back, but thought, oh, if we could pick up a first down, probably burn one of those timeouts and then try to get it down the field. But that 3rd and 8 makes it a little bit more difficult, but the way they've been moving the football, you can still pick up a decent splash play here if you're Timberview to give yourself a chance at points.
This comes all the way back to the 20-yard line. That'd be a 3rd down and 8. still some discussion taking place here. Head coach for Timberview and Bobby DeSanto is out close to the bottom of the numbers. You see him there at the bottom of your screen. Now we're going to take a timeout. Timberview will take a timeout. 51 seconds to go until halftime. Mustangs down 27-3 here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Back to Vernon Newsom Stadium here in Mansfield, Texas. Gorgeous Friday night for high school football, but not good news on the scoreboard right now for Grapevine, down 27-3. 51 seconds to go. Here's a 3rd down and 8 for the Wolves. DeSanto back in the shotgun. On the give, the handoff, a lot of room, right side, and running free is Cedric Portley. Close to midfield. That will put Timberview up over 200 yards rushing in the first half.
Portley was running so smooth, too, and still pulling away from defenders. But there's that thought process. On 3rd and 8, they still decided to hand the football off, knowing they had a chance at a chunk play, and all of a sudden they're at midfield with 43 ticks left.
Here comes DeSanto and company back on the ground. DeSanto, or rather, you're going to take it and run himself. He is to the 41. DeSanto's first carry of the night. We've got one timeout left. Ball at the 42 of Grapevine.
Not going to use the timeout here. Going to try and snap this ball quickly.
Let me try to get in the range of Emma Young. Although she's not kicking on the sideline. Here's the throw to Madison. He gets out of bounds. He's had a big night. He's up to the 37.
Yeah, looking down at Watson. She's just standing on the sideline, not getting that leg loose right now.
It's a big-time soccer star, plays goalkeeper here for Timberview. Not real sure what we don't have it. Those are the only stats we don't have is their numbers in terms of field goal and what her long is this season. She's shown a strong leg on kickoffs. There's a throw that is caught.
Boy, that's a great throw.
My goodness. He couldn't put it in a better spot.
Pass complete.
That is Sean Larry made that grab.
Well, Larry's out. That's got to be another 0, yeah. That does look like a 0, doesn't it?
0 and 8, maybe. Is it Chance Collins? Maybe Collins. I think it is 8, not 0. Yeah, it is Larry that's out. Yeah, it's got to be 8. We'll go with that.
We'll go with 8. No one's going to call you on it.
First down, 10 seconds left. Maybe take one shot right here to the end zone. Santo going to fire away, going deep over the middle. He's got a man there, and it is caught, and it is number 8. It is Chance Collins with the touchdown. And the Wolves are rolling right now. 33-3 with 2 seconds to go.
And so DeSanto now, he's got himself 3 touchdowns. And that is methodical, and you leave no time left on the other end. That is a perfect final drive of this half for Timberview.
Extra point, good. Penalty marker. We may have to redo this.
Well, if it's been like the rest of the flags thrown, they're going to have about a 14-minute conversation before we know what the call is.
Well, here we go. We're going to hold court. It's 33-3. Famous words of Clark Griswold. Does it really matter, Eddie?
Does it really matter, Eddie?
And picked it up. Maybe he thinks the same thing.
Now we're going to get a call here. Or where are we?
Maybe. Still waiting. Bob DePess is going to get an explanation. It's from one official, but the head official now, here we go. Silent warning. That was on Grapevine. Excuse me.
They got unsportsmanlike conduct on Cedric Hicks.
Sure was. So an ugly night here for Grapevine through this first half. 33 to 3 Wolves lead with 2 seconds left. Maybe the biggest deficit that Grapevine's faced in the first half this year. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I think you are right. But now what I'm thinking here is because of the penalty and you're on the Grapevine 45, you may see quick onside and then maybe try a long field goal if you're Timberview.
Here's Young.
I'll kick it deep.
He'll just send this one through the back of the end zone.
Probably not enough time there with 2 seconds on the clock, but you never know.
Well, it'll be Grapevine football. The Mustangs will also get the ball to begin the second half. They've got just a mountain to climb. That extra point was good. It was it's 34 to 3, not 33. So Grapevine, as much as we talk about Timberview's offense here in the first half, don't forget Grapevine's had 5 consecutive 3-and-outs. And they'll just kneel on this ball and go to the break. First half, they would kind of rather forget about, put it behind them, and try to find a way to regroup as they head back following the break. But right now, they'll head to that locker room down 34 to 3 as our score. It's been all Timberview here in the first half at Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield. Sit back and enjoy your halftime. This is Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Gracie Hockenjas. The Fabulous Phillies will be performing a field bomb to All In. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Grapevine High School is proud to present the 2024 edition of the award-winning Grapevine Mustang Band. This evening, the Mustang Band will present their show entitled Cottywomple. Now, under the direction of drum majors Nate Crya, Elizabeth Marling, and Maya Yvette, the Mustang Band.
We're gonna go. Yeah, we gotta go. What are you doing?
slate. The percussion is directed by Ken Hines and Katie Joe. Color guard is directed by Ryan Bender. Principal of Grapevine High School is Dr. Alex Fingers, and the director of fine arts for Grapevine Colleyville ISD is Dr. Paul Sykes. The Mustang Band would like to extend a special thank you to our corporate sponsors, Ackerman Law Firm, Almar Jewelers, B-Store Barbecue, Nerds to Go, Stellar Smiles Ortho, and Taco Casa. Lastly, all of Mustang Nation wishes the Grapevine High School Band good luck as they compete tomorrow morning in the Area F5A marching contest. Go Mustangs!
Like the other day, I was like.
call it the big time. You got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights.
You wanna be great now. You're just trying to find a way out. I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you don't miss, just make, don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. Thin our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. There's strength in our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. You will remember our names. You will remember our names. Show me how you wanna feel. Guide me with your hands. Take what you need from this and keep it from your friends. Show me how you wanna feel. Take it with control.
Halftime, Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield, Texas, where it is all Timberview tonight. 34-3 at the half. Not only the scoreboard lopsided, also our first half statistics. And look at these stats, tell you really the story. For Timberview offensively, 226 yards rushing, 125 passing, 351 total yards of offense. For Grapevine, only 6 yards rushing, 37 passing, and a total of 43 yards for Grapevine. It's been a dominant performance, both sides of the football for Timberview.
Yeah, and I think we should probably start with the running game, even though you do have the 3 touchdowns from Anthony DeSanto. But you have 3 guys that have carried the ball at least 4 times, led by Jalen Woods. He's got 6 for 88 and a touchdown. Cedric Portley, 4 for 68. Tyler Hansen, 6 for 54. So 3 guys that are on pace to potentially get over 100 yards on the ground. Anthony DeSanto, 8 for 12, 125 yards passing. He finishes with 3 touchdowns, including one with 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Does throw 1 interception, but DeSanto has been pretty good here tonight. And Tyler Madison leads the way offensively, 4 catches for 85 yards and a couple of touchdowns, both of those in that first quarter, both with really impressive runs after the catch. And then Chance Collins has the other touchdown through the air as well for Timberview. And yeah, it's been just a dominating performance. And, for Grapevine, they had pretty solid first drive to begin that first half, but not counting the need to end. It's 15 consecutive plays since then where you just have not picked up a first down. So 5 straight 3-and-outs to end the half, and that's obviously got to change. But you're obviously up against it, and right now you just want to see something that you can potentially build upon, start getting a little bit of confidence as you finish out this ball game and finish out the year.
Here's how we got to that 34-3 score, and it all started right out of the gates for Timberview. They returned the kickoff down to the 40-yard line at Grapevine, and on the first play, DeSanto to Tyler Madison, a 7-0 lead for the Wolves. And then the onside kick, Timberview recovered, but they end up fumbling on that possession. Grapevine gets it on their first possession. They march from their own 28-yard line, get into Timberview territory. 42-yard field goal from Cade Moreland made it 7-3, but that's the only scoring tonight for Grapevine. Next possession, Timberview starts on their own 25-yard line, ends up with a 15-yard touchdown pass to Santo to Tyler Madison for their second touchdown strike, made it 14-3. And then for Timberview in the second quarter, they got a 74-yard touchdown run from Jalen Woods, missed the extra point. It was 20-3. And then after interception by Thomas Powers, again, Grapevine just not able to get anything going offensively. You talk about the 3-and-outs, 3-and-out on that possession. And Timberview gets a 39-yard touchdown run. Taylor Hansen on the carry to make it 27-3. And then right there towards the end of the half, a 26-yard strike to Santo to Chance Collins, his third touchdown pass of the first half. And all Timberview, both sides of the football. Bob DeBesta's squad will get the ball to begin the second half. The marching bands have completed their shows here at Vernon Newsom Stadium. We'll step aside for another break. We come back. It's second half action here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio. Mustangs getting ready to charge out onto the field on a beautiful Friday night for high school football. In the thick of the playoff chase, and this one obviously a lot of playoff implications tonight for Timberview. A win for them, they would get back into a tie for fourth place with Arlington Seguin. That is a Seguin team that Timberview beat earlier this year, so they would hold that tiebreaker over them. Of course, you've got Colleyville Heritage and Argyle battling atop the district. Mansfield Summit should get in the playoffs. They're 4-1 coming in tonight. So Timberview trying to get that number 4 spot. There's some great action going across the district tonight.
Looking around at a couple other games that are going on right now. The one that has the biggest, I guess, importance in terms of the postseason, and 2 teams that are battling for that is Colleyville Heritage and Mansfield Summit. It's been a wild first half, 20-20 at the break. We've got reports that we've got a Colleyville Heritage, I believe, a fumble return for a touchdown, an interception that then eventually led to a touchdown. They've also returned a kick for a touchdown. So 20-20 the Jaguars and the Panthers, both those teams looking to go to 5-1 in district play. And then Argyle, maybe the class of this district, up 35-0 right now at the half over Burleson. Probably not a score that's super surprising. Argyle is a really special club, and they're putting it on the Elks right now, 35-0.
They get Argyle next week at home. Essentially, the next two games are home games. Now, Grapevine technically will be the road team against Colleyville Heritage. That just means they sit on the visitor side. Those two teams share Mustang Panther Stadium, but the next two games will be on your home turf, but against probably two of the best teams in the state of Texas.
Yeah, there's no question about it. We made the point, and I think it's worth repeating, that Bob DeBest is trying to instill into this team, hey, this is a privilege that we get to go out and maybe play the three best or three of the best in this district. We know how hard it is. He's talked about how it's the gauntlet of a district schedule. But it's an opportunity. It's not something that you absolutely have to do. It's something you get to do. And so it's going to take some character here in this second half, down 31 points. But at this point, you just got to start, playing for yourself and see if you're able to start getting some good vibes going on the second half here.
Now, Grapevine will get the football to begin the second half. They're trying to build off an offensive performance here in the first half in which they only gained 43 yards, 6 on the ground, 37 through the air. As Emma Young tees it up from the 40-yard line. It is an onside kick. Ball's loose, and there's a scramble for it. Looks like the Mustangs may have it at the 48-yard line. But that is, I say that, Timberview came out of there with it, but it's Timberview football. Boy, that is a bit of a surprise, a 34-3 lead to get another onside kick as dominant as their defense has been. That's a bit of a surprise right there coming out of the gates here in the second half.
Well, and it looked like the way that it was set up that it wasn't really a surprise for the Mustangs. They had just a whole slew of maybe 8 or 9 guys that were there ready to receive an onside kick, but instead they're not able to recover that, and the second half has basically started a continuation of what we saw in the first half.
Third quarter tonight presented by Classic Chevrolet, as here's quarterback Anthony DeSanto, the sophomore signal caller, will go right to the air. The pass is caught by Madison, and this half begins just like the first one began, on a touchdown pass from DeSanto to Madison. The third time they've connected tonight. This time it goes 48 yards, and that's got to be deflating for Grapevine to start the second half.
That might have been the exact timing of it, too, at 11:46 here in this third quarter. Almost a carbon copy. It feels like we just hit reset on the game and we're watching the first half again.
Here comes the extra point, and it is good. And that makes it a 41-3 lead in favor of Timberview. Only 14 seconds into the second half, and the Wolves have struck again. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
41-3, Timberview on top, and this kickoff comes down as fair caught at the 20-yard line by Grapevine. A shocking move there to begin the second half with an onside kick, and we're going to put it past Bobby DeSanto to do another one. I mean, he's had 2 onsides and then a pooch kick in the first quarter that was just played perfectly. They've got a weapon, no doubt about it, in Emma Young, who's about as good as I've seen with an onside kick. But to be up 34-3, that was a baffling call to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, and Bob DeBest, before that special teams unit comes out for this kick, he was in all of their faces and maybe just challenging them a little bit. It has been a special teams woe outside of really just the field goal and then Jalen Holmes punting.
Well, here is Holmes on first down. Well, play action, roll, look. They've got terrific coverage, but that is a great ball that Holmes just threw to Hatton. makes that catch to 36. Well, we had to put it in one spot, and he put it right on the money to Holmes.
That's one of the best throws we've seen Jalen make so far this season. Rolling to his right, that was an absolute dart. As they pick up a first down, and there you go. That ends that stretch of 5 consecutive 3-and-outs in that first half.
I don't think Hatton had a catch all season now. Of course, he missed the first 4 weeks of the year to injury, but a couple of catches tonight for Hatton. Tied in an H-back on 1st and 10 at the 37. Holmes, that long snap count. And he is in trouble. Maybe some confusion there. Somehow got away, but cannot escape Ontario Hewitt, the backside defensive end.
And Jalen now a little bit slow getting up. His offensive lineman come over there to pick him up. He's hobbling around a little bit. And, you know, Jalen, his escapability last week was on display, and I thought it was the best that he had looked, just in escaping pressure and making something out of nothing. It's a little bit different task with this speedy offense, or rather this speedy defense and the types of players that they've got.
It's been a warrior-like effort from the junior quarterback all season long. Came tonight with 353 yards passing, 93 yards on the ground. He started every game this season at quarterback. A throw, here comes the rush, and he got it away. And another great ball that's caught, I believe, by Hatton again. It is Hatton, up at around the 46.
Well, it's another small window that Jalen's got to fit that ball in. And it's a good toss, and also a really nice catch there by Hatton. Leaves his feet, secures the football, and makes it 3rd and short.
About a yard to go for the first down for Grapevine. Mustangs just trying to get anything positive here, down by 38 points early in the 3rd. Motion going into the backfield. This is Holmes on the keeper on the zone read. He had Jaime Sanchez, who was in there at running back, and again, just great pursuit and penetration there from that defensive front line.
All right, Jalen is taking a beating right now. He's slow to get up. He has been knocked around maybe more than he has at any point this season. He's going to have to step back there and punt it again.
It's the 6th consecutive possession that Grapevine has had to punt the football away. Pressure was coming. Holmes got it away. This is angled towards the Timberview sideline and out of bounds. Wolves will have it first down and 10 at their own 40. There is a penalty marker, I believe, back where Holmes kicked that football from. Well, maybe not. So it'll be at the 40-yard line here for Timberview. With a 41-3 Wolves advantage with just over 9 minutes to go in the 3rd.
That's one of the only times we've seen Jalen sort of mishit a punt tonight. It's that one off the side of his foot. Looked like a spiral heading out of bounds.
So from their own 40, Timberview has scored on the first play of both the 3rd and the 3rd quarters. And there they go on the handoff. And this give is to Malachi Harris. So it's the 4th different running back we've seen tonight for Timberview.
And he had a little bit of strength there at the end as well and push it a bit further. Thomas Powers slow to get up. This Grapevine team, you can see they're fighting, but boy, this is a physical ball club that is putting it on them right now.
Chisholm is the H-back lined up left of the formation. It's a stable of backs here for the Wolves. All centered around Jalen Woods, who went up over 1,000 yards tonight. Here's the give again, and a good burst. Well, this is almost you can say your 4th string running back in Malachi Harris, who runs with a full head of steam close to the 40, mark it at the 41.
And it's been a pretty common occurrence where you see a Grapevine defender sort of just dragging alongside these ball carriers for 4 or 5 yards. This time it was Brady Boozer, and that's an impressive run because you know how tough and how strong Boozer is.
Into Mustang territory at the 41. Back to throw and wide open here on the near side. Pass caught by Harrison. Harrison splits a couple of defenders and gets to the 27, and he's got a Wolves first down.
That's the thing with Timberview is it's always that extra yard or two forward after contact. There was good coverage there, but still, when you make a man miss, then you fall forward, pick up the first down.
Up to the 28 of the Mustangs. Harrison stays in there at running back. DeSanto is going to be sacked back at the 38. Dropped by Cooper Towery was the first one to get there.
Towery joined by 4 others of his team. A second sack that we have seen, or at least I guess the first one was technically an incomplete pass. It looked momentarily like it would have been a fumble. So not a ton of pressure tonight, but it's nice job there on first down.
So a loss of 7 back to the 35. Clock rolling, getting close to the midway point of this third quarter. Wolves have led since the first play of this ball game. Harris again, up to the 29.
And up to Malachi Harris.
Yeah, close back to that line of scrimmage after losing 7 yards on first down. And it's such a weapon for Mansfield Timberview because they know on second and long, they don't feel like they absolutely have to go to the air. They can get it in chunk plays. We've seen some big chunk plays on the ground, including that 74-yard touchdown in the first half.
The third down and 11. Here's Harris again, driving forward, but Towery able to throw him back. Give him forward progress to the 27. It'll be fourth down for Timberview.
Yeah, strong tackle there by Cooper Towery. Him, Luke Gormley, Brady Boozer, they've been everywhere tonight. And Tatum Evans, who picked up the fumble recovery in that first quarter.
Now that was on a drive in which Timberview, after they had scored on the first play, they went onside kick, they recovered it, and they got deep into Mustangs territory, and the fumble was forced, and Evans fell on it. One of the few bright spots tonight for Grapevine. They ended up getting a field goal out of that drive. On 4th and 9, the handoff. Harris has got the first down. He's got more. Down inside the 10 to the 9.
Yeah, it's just ultimate move there to show how your club is dominating. 4th and 11, and you just run a little handoff off the right tackle, and another first down for Timberview.
Inside 5.5 to go in the third. Harris, who stands 5'9", $180, running strong here on this drive. It's Harris again, and this time he is snowed under. Gormley there at about the 13 and a loss of a couple. We'll give him progress to the 11.
I'm wondering how much we're going to see DeSanto throw this football the rest of the ball game. And we know how good Mansfield Timberview has been on the ground, and at a situation where both these teams are happy to see that clock continue to run.
Talk about DeSanto throwing the ball. He had 4 touchdown passes all season long. Tonight he has 4. 4 more. 3 of those to Tyler Madison. Here's the handoff. Portley outside, turns the corner. Portley is into the end zone. Cedric Portley with his first rushing touchdown of the year. And that extends the lead out to 47-3.
And it's just that push at the line of scrimmage. Huge holes for these running backs to run through. And yeah, they're able to do just whatever they want here tonight.
Extra point from Emma Young to make it 48-3. She's missed one tonight, but outside of that, she's been perfect. So 48-3 the score. Wolves leading with 4:34 left to go here in Mansfield tonight on Mustang Friday night on Tradio. (48-3), Timberview in complete command tonight. 11-yard touchdown run by Cedric Portley. And for the Wolves now, 273 yards rushing. Grapevine, with the sacks that Timberview has mounted up, Mustangs have 0 yards rushing tonight. Now 37 yards, I say 37 yards passing. I have to get the numbers from Mason Mears for a minute on passing. Grapevine offense that's still well under 100 yards on the night. This has been the worst deficit of the season this year for Grapevine. The previous worst had been 41-3 to Seguin back on September the 19th.
And the kickoffs are just causing all sorts of confusion for Grapevine there. They end up having to just fall on it on the 8-yard line because of the pooch kick. And it has just been one thing after the other that, unfortunately, Grapevine's been outplayed tonight.
Holmes is throwing for 61 yards tonight. So now up over 400 for the year. And on first down. First time tonight we call the name of the young freshman. Graham to the 11, maybe the 12. Gain of 4.
And we saw a lot of Jake Graham early on in the season. Feels like that's maybe toned down a little bit. Still have such high expectations for him. I know that there's already college coaches that are interested in what he's going to be able to do. So that is a big building block. You're going to lose Julian Contreras to graduation, but a big building block to continue to have a guy like Jake Graham who got such good experience this year. Not very often that a freshman's able to contribute like that and spend all year on your varsity.
Second down and 6. The handoff. That is Cooper Towery who would come in. Towery, when he comes in at the Wildcat, you can expect him to carry the football. He got the first down.
Let's see how long. Normally it's just Towery will come in for just maybe one play. Boy, with the beating that Holmes has took, we'll see how long they elect to stay with Towery.
So Towery back in the shotgun. So we near the final 3 minutes of this third quarter. Towery going to take it, run again, straight into the teeth of that defense. They were waiting for him there at the 23 and a gain of 3. Here comes Holmes again. Still that first defensive unit out there for Timberview. You see big number 99, Dylan Battle, 6'5", 305 there, the defensive tackle spot. Second and 7. It's the give to Contreras. He's got a little bit of room. He can't turn the corner, though. It's great pursuit and a good job of Davin Hill, the safety, setting the edge on the outside. Contreras gets close to the first down. He's about a yard short.
And that shows you the speed of this defense, because as Contreras turned that corner, I didn't think there was a question he was going to pick up the first down, but and just could never plant his foot and get it upfield because there were just too many black shirts all around him.
A third down and 1 for Grapevine. They've punted on their last 7 possessions. Just 2 first downs over the last 7 drives. There's 3rd and 1. Towery cuts outside. He's got the first, and he is up to the 40.
Also, Cooper Towery, on just the change of pace, he's been effective. That time actually kicking it outside. Normally it's just straight up the gut, but there he's able to kick it outside and pick up the first down.
Towery stays in as they move the change to the 39-yard line. So we get close to the final minute here of the third quarter. Towery off right tackle. Good chunks of yardage. The junior, who stars primarily on the defensive side, he gets up to the 47. A gain of almost 8.
Now they're going to send him to the sideline. So this has been, outside of that very first possession, the most effective offensive possession for Grapevine tonight. And the majority of that, almost all of it really, has been Cooper Towery and the Wildcat.
Second down and 3 coming up. Holmes back in at quarterback. Very well could be our final play here of the third quarter. Out of a power eye and the pistol for the Mustangs on second short. Holmes turns, gives. Big hole here. First down. It's closed up quickly. Sanchez gets the first to the 48 of the Wolves. That should be the final play of the third quarter. It'll take us to the fourth. Grapevine down 48-3 as the clock will tick down towards 0. So we'll head to the fourth and final stanza here at Vernon Newsom Stadium. 48-3, Timberview leading. This is Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
The clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Fourth quarter from Mansfield's Vernon Newsom Stadium as we switch sides. Grapevine with the football at the 48-yard line as here comes Cooper Towery back onto the field. You know, Jalen Holmes on that punt on their previous possession took a pretty good shot. There was no penalty flag that was thrown, but since then Holmes has maybe not been quite right. He's been on the field for maybe a play or two. He's still on the sidelines. Towery is getting the load right now at quarterback and doing a great job. Boy, tough running here from Towery. He gets to the 39.
Yeah, you love seeing that from Cooper Towery. He's a junior, 5'10", 180 pounds, but he plays with a ton of heart, and he is stepping right in there, taking that contact, and I think his team, his coaching staff, really happy with what he's providing.
So to the 40-yard line of Timberview. It's a Wolves team that will play the Colony next week. It's their final game. They'll have their open week is the week before the playoffs begin. So a win next week and they would punch their ticket to the playoffs and have a week off. Handoff. Contreras bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. Big hit there by Dylan Battle.
Well, fourth and short, I'd be tempted just to say, I'm going to bring in Cooper Towery. You know exactly what's going to happen, and Timberview has not been able to stop that on this drive. I said fourth down. It's actually third down, so my mistake. But and either way, if it's fourth and short, that might be what the Mustangs decide to do.
So here is
our PA guys
Jalen Holmes. Holmes out of a two-back look. Got a hat in the H-back to the right. Holmes going to throw. He's in trouble, steps up in the pocket. Got a man open at the 20-yard line. Cuts back across the 15, 10, 5, and a touchdown. That is Ian Hatton, who's had a big night in the passing game. And he's got a touchdown on the Mustangs' biggest play from line of scrimmage tonight.
Wait, that was another really strong throw from Jalen Holmes. And as he was scrambling around, you saw Hatton start to streak. I didn't think that Holmes was going to be able to rear his arm back enough to get anything on that because he had a defender right on his hip. He is able to throw a strike. Hatton makes a really nice move. Good run after catch. And it is the Mustangs who get on the board there with the touchdown.
Moreland knocks it through, and the Mustangs have their first score of the night on Holmes' third touchdown pass of the year. It's to Ian Hatton. It's now 48-10 Wolves with 10:25 to go in the ball game on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Fall is here and we're clearing out all 2024 floor models to make room for our new 2025 collections.
It's out with the old and in with the new during Stacy's 2024 floor model sale.
Shop casual dining sets perfect for everyday family meals or formal dining rooms guaranteed to level up your holiday celebrations.
This is your chance to take home name brand furniture at unbeatable prices. Hurry in today. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Shop the 2024 floor model sale going on now. And remember, you're shopping at Stacy's.
You're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
It's 48-10. Grapevine down with 10:25 to go. 40-yard touchdown pass from Jalen Holmes to Ian Hatton. As Cade Moreland gets lined up here for the kickoff. He'll hit one on the ground, a little squibber that has fallen on at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, we were thinking up here there might be a little bit of turnabout is fair play, try your own onside kick. Not really the same there, just sort of rolling that one up the field. And with the way that Timberview has return kicks, can't really blame Grapevine for going that way.
So from the 35, Timberview brings their offense out. We'll see a change at quarterback. As DeSanto's day is done. I believe this is, if it's 16, it's Tyler Rockhold. We were told Kobe Gooden is the backup. I believe that's 16 and not 15. And Rockhold. And is Rockhold, and the handoff stacked up at the 37-yard line. Just a short gain of 2 yards.
I wouldn't expect to see Rockhold do a whole lot more than just that right there. Continue to run this clock. I think both teams, that's their goal at this point. Keep everybody else healthy the rest of the way.
Second down and 8 as we get down inside 10 minutes to go in the fourth.
Might be the quietest I've ever heard a football stadium.
You're not kidding. I was about to think the same thing. Here's a handoff to the 41.
It's funny. We were sitting up here before, and it's a cool location where we're at in Mansfield. But as you look around, you get a great view of the Metroplex, and I counted at least 5 or 6 different sets of stadium lights, and it's a pretty cool thing to look around and you think all around within your view, there's that many people enjoying Friday Night Lights. It's a pretty cool perspective from up here.
Great football around. You can see towards Midlothian. Got Cedar Hill DeSoto tonight going on here in the Metroplex, not too far from here.
My old stomping grounds. Well, the old Cedar Hill Longhorns are having a hard time tonight. It was 35-7 at last check. DeSoto all over them.
It's a 3rd down and 4 for the Wolves. Rockhold on the give. And at the 45-yard line, 1st down yard. There's a pickup by Tyler Hansen. It'll be a 1st down and 10 at the 46. For the Wolves, they got that second team offensive unit on the field right now, but they have rolled offensively tonight.
And it's been really impressive. I had a chance to work a game, Mansfield Timberview versus Denton Ryan early on in the year, and it was a completely different Timberview team. They lost 28-0, but they didn't have DeSanto, and they just didn't look like a team that really knew what they were about. You didn't see anything close to this type of running game. That was just the second week of the season back on September the 5th.
Here's the give, Harris. Well, they've got a stable of backs. Harris is one of them. Here he goes. To the 20, 15, 10, and a touchdown-saving tackle made by Dallas Davis at around the 8. That's your 4th-string running back right there in Harris. What a night he's had.
Yeah, and what a night. It's been just a half.
Yeah.
Not even that. It's just a quarter and a half that he's been so impressive.
Quickly back to the line. Rockhold, the quarterback, and marked him down at the 7. And they're going to come right back to him. Harris, big hole on the right side, drags tacklers down inside the 1-yard line. He's right on the lip of the cup, so it'll be a 2nd down and goal.
The sideline really wants to get Malachi Harris that touchdown, and I'd be very surprised if anybody else besides Harris gets the football here from the 1-foot line.
Boy, he runs so strong. He is in his senior year. He's 5'9", 180. He's got a good burst. He's the running back to the right of Rockhold. And on 2nd goal, he goes in easily, untouched, scores as Timberview crosses 50 points tonight. They're up 54-10 with 7:25 to go in the game.
Yeah, situation this late in the ball game, and they wanted to get it to, as you mentioned, maybe the most impressive 4th-string running back that we have seen. But 4 touchdowns now. I guess actually just 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jalen Woods, and now you get that one there.
Most points Grapevine's given up this year at 55-10. Timberview running away with it. 7:25 to go in the ball game here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
The clock clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
$55-10 Timberview. We knew they'd like to run the football, but 338 yards rushing tonight for the Wolves.
And it's been a four-headed monster there for Mansfield Timberview.
This kick down to Towery, taking around the 15-yard line. Towery's got a nice seam right here, and Towery knocked off his feet close to the 45. I say Towery, it's Boozer. It's number 9 and not number 8. Boozer up to the 45-yard line.
It's maybe our first traditional kickoff that we've seen from Timberview tonight, and Brady Boozer with a solid return out to the 44-yard line. He's Mr. Do-It-All. It's a tremendous athlete.
He really makes his name on the baseball diamond, state champion Mustangs baseball squad. But he is at the safety position. He's starting in his 18th straight game tonight. Here's a 1st down and 10 at the 44-yard line for Holmes. Grapevine offense. Not much there, running off that left side.
Hand out to number 24, Champ.
That is Champ Barnes with the carry.
Brought down by number 35.
Barnes' first carry of the year, number 24, 5'8", or 5'10", 180-pound senior. You know, the 55 points tonight given up by Grapevine, the most since they've allowed. They allowed 61 to Lancaster, and that was back in the odd COVID year, the 2020 season. Season started late that year. It was November the 28th. It was right after Thanksgiving. I remember that game. it was. I'll tell you a story. It was the wildest ball game because it was scheduled literally the day before. There's a tackle in the backfield. Their game had been canceled. How many games they canceled that year because of COVID?
Sure.
Literally the day before, Coach Alexander called me and said, "Hey, we've got a game scheduled against Lancaster. No scouting reports or anything.
Let's
we're going
just
to
go.
show up. We're going to roll the balls out. We're going to play." It was cold. It was a miserable day, and Lancaster was just loaded with talent. And they won that ball game 61-21 that day. That's bizarre.
Yeah, the first time I guess you're back up in a booth in a while, and yeah, it's a weird feeling.
All right, let's do it.
It's also the most points that Timberview has scored this year. They scored 47 a month ago against Everman.
Yeah. So here's Holmes with the give. That Trey Bell, our producer here in the booth, is telling me, and I remember this now, look at the schedule. So on this schedule, it's the oddity of Trimble Tech. You had a win because of a forfeit, so a 2-0 win on the schedule on November 27th. Trimble Tech did not have enough players to field the team. And so on that schedule, it's a win over Trimble Tech on the 27th, and then the next day you lose to Lancaster, 61-21.
You got to really question the schedule maker putting a back-to-back on the schedule. My goodness.
Here's the punt from Holmes. 5:10 to go in the ball game.
It was almost a check with me, potential fake punt on that snap there. He had a guy streaking down the side. In fact, it was Cooper Towery who was looking as almost that he thought Jalen Holmes was going to throw him the ball down the seam.
Punt is down by number 39.
Timberview will take over with 4:58 to go in the game.
Late in the third quarter, at least according to the stats that we have, and still a good one going on. Colleyville Heritage, a 27-26 lead over Mansfield Summit. At least according to our stats, it's in the third quarter.
Yeah. Well, two teams have made some deep playoff runs the last few years. All right, the 19-yard line here for Timberview. Rockhold back in at quarterback. I believe they got their, see if this is Harris. They have their 5th different running back tonight. My goodness. There's a flag that came flying in. Didn't check the number on this. Is that Christopher?
That's Isaiah Chisholm.
Isaiah Chisholm. Is that the 5th different running back we've seen?
I think it is. I guess 6 if you count the quarterback on the run. But
and if your 5th team running back is running like a head of steam like that, that's a quality backfield.
Again, it's such a stark difference from where they were to start the season.
Yeah.
Played a really tough schedule in non-district. Played Wakeland, played Birdville, played Seguin. I guess Seguin was actually, so it was Wakeland and Birdville. I'm looking at the wrong year. Excuse me. I'm looking at, it's like, wait a second, we played Birdville. But no, early on, Denton Ryan was on that. Kimball was on the schedule. That's tough to begin the season.
Not much there that time.
And up to number 22, Malachi Harris.
Battle tested in a district where you don't need to be battle tested necessarily.
Yeah, and they started out 1-3, won their first game, and lost to Ryan, to Argyle, to Colleyville Harris. So basically, they're having that gauntlet. They had that gauntlet of the schedule that Grapevine's about to go into. They had that to begin the season.
Second long, bad snap, and nothing there. Taken down at the 11. That'll be next Friday. Grapevine gets Argyle at home. Timberview, of course, will have the Colony, and then that off week. The Colony won't be a pushover. That's one they can't. I mean, they'll have to go with everything into that ball game with their playoff hopes kind of on the line. But a win would seal the deal.
And this would get them to 4-3 in conference or in district play. Seguin already won last night. They're at 4-3 as well. And so it's really going to come down to that final race between Seguin and Timberview. Who's going to get that final playoff spot?
Timberview had a 14-point win over Seguin earlier in the season. And Seguin, I'm just looking at the rest of their schedule coming up for a Cougars team that 6-3 overall. They've had a great year. Summit be left on their schedule. They got 2 weeks to get ready for Summit. This ball is lost, and Timberview's got it at the 47-yard line. Boy, the special team woes just continue.
Is that when you just think about kicks that you have not been able to actually take possession after the ball has been kicked? I think that's 4.
Yeah.
3 on the kickoffs, 2 more traditional onside and a pooch kick. And then you have the muffed punt here. As special teams, this has been an ugly night.
Mustangs defense forced back onto the field with 3:02 to go in the game. High snap, it's pulled down. Nowhere to run. Judah Johnson there along with Towery.
Run down by Cooper Towery and Judah Johnson.
And he's kind of looking down at some of the big name players that aren't in the game right now. You don't see Brady Boozer. Tatum Evans is out of the ball game as well. It's like Dallas Davis has left. No, never mind. I see Davis on the other side of the field.
Yeah. Carlos McKay. Second down and 13 for the Wolves. We'll just keep it on the ground. Ball's loose. 39 and a scramble for it. Grapevine says they've got it. Grapevine maybe get a turnover added to their numbers tonight. It would be their 3rd. It is a forced turnover. Cedric Hicks comes out of there with it. Grapevine's got the football.
Hicks still fighting. Down 45. He wanted that football. Getting a bit sloppy here for both teams here at the end of the ball game.
So 2:09 left. Here comes Jalen Holmes back onto the field. A lot of fight, number 10.
Yeah, he doesn't look 100% at all. And he's still jogging out there trying to lead this squad.
On first down, they go to Graham, wrapped up, right at the line. It's right into the waiting arms there of Elijah Ogalande.
You went for it.
I did. Even without my glasses, I was a shot in the dark.
You nailed it, I think. I don't know.
It looked like succotash at first. I couldn't tell.
That doesn't count.
Second down and 10.
There's one guy high-fiving himself right now.
Here's the give to Graham. Up to the 34.
Graham, the ball carrier. Brought down by number 54, Julian McGuire.
Well, this ball game, the way it started tonight, the first play of the ball game, a touchdown pass, and that was just a sign of things to come.
And really just from that moment and then the onside kick, it never ended.
They're down 6. Holmes on the handoff. Very well could be our final play. Hard running right there. Champ Barnes on the carry. Doubt Bob DeBest will run another play here as we get down inside 30 seconds. They don't have to.
And no motion from from the other sideline. I think they're gonna run it out.
Now another tough night here for Grapevine. Got off to a rough start and just could not recover. And the Mustangs will head back home with a 55-10 loss in tow. Timberview getting closer to punching their ticket into the playoffs. They'll have the Colony next week with a win. They'll get in to the big dance. And for the Mustangs, still winless on the year. It has been a rough year, and it's not going to get any easier. These next two coming up, especially starting next week against Argyle.
Argyle, and then a ball game that means a lot to Colleyville and to Grapevine, that rivalry game between those two squads. So 2 more weeks to try and get that one win in the left column. As you mentioned, though, not going to be easy.
Now, Mustangs return to action next Friday when Grapevine is back home to take on Argyle. We'll be on the air 6:30 p.m. and with the pregame and then kickoff set for 7 o'clock. So until then, from our broadcast partner, Brendan Smith, our statistician, Mason Mears, and our entire crew, for Trey Bell, our producer, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe, saying good night and God bless here from Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield. This has been a presentation of Mustang Friday night on Tradio.